Welcome back to another video, everyone. I am glad that you are here. How good is Sugar Sean O'Malley? He is the king of the unranked fighters. He is a very good fighter when fighting unranked fighters. He just beat Raulian Paiva, and it was another KO for Sugar Sean, and in the first round. And now where do we go from here? And I'm just going to one more time mention that Sugar Sean O'Malley cannot pass my guard, and I challenge him to try, and he'll probably never respond because why would he? And this would 100% only benefit me and not him, and I won't troll him, but I want to see it happen. And yeah, you can't pass my guard. Big fan though, not a troll. But we are getting to the point in his career in the UFC where the question has to be asked, how good is he? He is fighting people who are not ranked. He's not fighting people in the top 10 outside of that one Chito Vera fight we're going to talk about in a minute. Should he be fighting people higher ranked? Should he be higher ranked? Where should he fall in the rankings of the bantamweight division? The reason that this is a big question is because he is far and away the biggest draw in the 135-pound division amongst guys who are not ranked, and even amongst some of the guys who are. And you can't fault him. The guy is a character. The guy is exciting to watch. His fights are exciting to watch. He's an interesting personality. He's got cotton candy hair that looks like a rainbow. He's just an interesting person. People like interesting people, and when they have exciting fights where they're finishing everyone, that's kind of all you really need to market a fighter. You need good personality, which the kid seems to have. You need to have great skills, which we'll debate how great they are. But you have to put on impressive performances. And say what you will about who he's fighting, he's putting on impressive performances. So here are some of the people I saw mentioned on Twitter on Fight Night that Sugar Sean O'Malley should fight. Number 1, Dominick Cruz. This fight does not make sense to me. I know people want to see it because they think it would be exciting. I don't think it would be that close. I still think that Dominick Cruz is really, really good. And if he's not next in line for a title shot, he's near the top. He's in the conversation. He's still, I think, too good for O'Malley, who is still a prospect. I guess we can lump him as a prospect until he starts fighting these higher ranked guys. It would be a mistake to put an unranked fighter coming into this fight versus a guy who's in the title conversation. O'Malley is clearly better than everyone outside the rankings, and he's probably better than most inside the top 10 to 15. And I say that just because of how easily and how handily he's beating people who are not ranked. There is going to be a big uptick in competition and skill level when you start entering the top 10, but there seems to be a big gap between the people he's fighting and the people ranked above him. And I think Sean O'Malley will face the same criticism that any other dominant striker who wins their fights convincingly will face. Yeah, but he's never fought a great wrestler. It's the same thing they said about McGregor every time he won. When is he going to fight someone who's going to take him down? And the point may stand. It may be a valid point. Who is going to take down Sugar Sean O'Malley, and how is he going to respond? What can he do off his back, and how can he survive? And I think one of the big points about Sean O'Malley is that he's very open about the fact that he's going to fight people who match what he's being paid to fight. He's not going to fight the top ranked guys without making top ranked guy money. And that's just not the contract that he's on right now. He's on the contract where he's fighting low guys, low ranked guys. So he's not going to do it for cheap. If he's going to be fighting for the top 5, top 10 even, he wants the money to do it. And this is just BJ Penn's version of events. So true or not true, there's just a parallel. BJ said after he beat Matt Hughes to win the 170-pound belt, BJ wanted to make the same money that Matt Hughes was making. And when the UFC wanted BJ to defend his new belt, they wanted to pay him the same as when he was challenging for the belt. So in BJ's mind, why am I going to fight for the same money when I'm now the champion? And it's sort of the same thing. If Sean O'Malley is on a contract that's paying him X dollars, he's not going to fight one of the top name guys unless he's getting 2X dollars. It just doesn't make sense for him to do more quote unquote work for the same money. And I get it. And I'm actually sort of happy he's open about it because A lot of people will say, as a slight to him, that he's not calling out higher ranked guys, that he's not pushing to get bigger fights against bigger name guys. And I think that this is a valid rebuttal on his part. Why am I going to fight for free? Not for free. Why am I going to fight for the same money when there's a bigger risk to fighting a higher ranked guy? You lose a couple fights in a row and now your hype train's derailed and you're sort of old news. It's got to make financial sense. If you're the UFC, you have to handle the business side and the competition side at the same time. Business-wise, you want Sean to keep winning because he's pulling in the most eyeballs that an unranked fighter possibly can pull in. People that don't watch the UFC are starting to know who Sean O'Malley is and are starting to watch his fights. They don't know that his highlight reel is full of people that they probably will never hear from again. All they know is that it's flashy and he seems interesting, so they're watching. That's what the UFC wants. But if you're the UFC, you also need him to keep winning. For him to be hyped the way he is, the hype train needs to be moving towards a destination. If the hype train is moving towards Titletown, people are excited. If there's a hype train and it really has no train station it's headed towards, people will lose interest. I don't think he can keep fighting guys who are never going to be in the top 15 forever and people be interested. If I'm the UFC and I control the bank account, I'm just going to pay Sean O'Malley some extra money so that I'm going to have him fight a guy ranked in the top 10 next. If he wins that, it's top 8. If he wins that, it's top 5. And then we go from there. Just pay the guy the money. You know you have it and you know he's making it for you. Don't throw him to the wolves. Next fight should not be someone in the top 5. As stated, the next fight should not be against Dominick Cruz. Let me see this guy against someone in the top 10 and see what he can do. And real quick, just speaking of the UFC, they posted today about how O'Malley passed his toughest test yet. And I think somewhere in the world, Chito Vera is screaming because Chito is A, not only the best fighter that O'Malley has ever fought, but B, beat O'Malley. Injury or not in the fight, Chito beat him. And it's weird that they're just pretending that that fight with Chito didn't happen. I get, I just made the point they want him to keep winning and they want the hype train to go, but he lost to Chito not that long ago, which I think again makes my point that he should not be fighting Dominick Cruz. If Cody Garbrandt fights again, which I don't know that I want to see Cody Garbrandt fight again after now being 1-5 since he won the title with 4 knockout losses. I'm not sure I want to see him fighting again. Cody just fought at 125, but if he goes back to 135, I think that fight might make sense for O'Malley. I don't know where you would rank Cody Garbrandt in the 135-pound division, but he's at least a name. He's a former champion. He's someone people know, so it could be a good test for O'Malley. They've already had some heat back and forth at the press conference for UFC 269. They were trying to get into each other's face, so you could push the fight that way. It's an easy sell of two guys who don't like each other, who both are going to talk a lot. The fight would probably be exciting because O'Malley is a good striker. Cody Garbrandt is a good striker as well, but he gets very emotional and it would probably turn into a slugfest or O'Malley sleeping Cody Garbrandt pretty early. But either way, if Cody Garbrandt fights again, that's the fight I'd like to see. It's a step up in competition for O'Malley. Maybe one more shot at a go for Cody Garbrandt before maybe he should hang it up. So UFC, I will take my finder's fee check for making that one for you. So to sum up, how good is Sugar Sean O'Malley? He's good. Definitely the greatest guy at 135 who doesn't have a number next to his name. Should he be in the top 15, top 10, top 5? Let me know in the comments where you think he should be ranked and who you think he should fight next. Can he be a great fighter? Maybe, but he still can't pass my guard. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know, like I said, in the comments where you rank Sugar Sean O'Malley. There's more content over here for you to watch. One down here, I think, and over here is some bonus content, so you should check that out as well. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.